Oh man, so Luna has wicked above the $100 per coin mark. This is absolutely huge. I'm going to share with you some of the reasons why we have managed to get above $100 Luna right away. Will we stay above it? Will we get the daily close above $100? And more importantly, what is my new revised price target for Luna? Because we already easily hit my first one, which I'm going to show you, and I'm going to create the new one with you guys and show you exactly where I think Luna can get to, and we're going to cover off some Avalanche too. So if you want to see that, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned to the very end. And the reason we're seeing great rallies in some of our favorite high conviction altcoins right now is because Bitcoin, of course, had this explosive move to the upside. It looks like we're getting a good reversal pattern. Now, as always, we can see here we're getting a slight bit of consolidation, call it, at the technical price target towards the top of the wedge. Obviously, we broke out from this descending wedge to the upside with good hourly pump here, broke straight through the 50,000 mark on Bitcoin. Fantastic. Now, naturally, don't be scared if we're getting a little bit of calling off, okay? A little bit of a calling off to collect some support before heading higher on Bitcoin is absolutely fine. But obviously, if Bitcoin calls off a little bit, we can see a little bit of a call off in some of the coins we're covering. But what we don't want to see is a close below the 47,850 mark for Bitcoin. Note that down. If we close below that, that is a lower low, and that is not good because we want to keep higher lows to get out of this downward trend. Okay, so we need to keep creating higher lows and head towards the upside. The next levels for me on Bitcoin are 54,400 and then looking at the 56,000 to enter that big green box here, this rectangle, which we'll discuss more as and when we get close to it. But what does this mean for Luna? Because Luna is going from strength to strength right now. Let me pull up the charts because this is just crazy. You will see that we've been covering Luna for a long time, guys, and it will seem like a very long time ago that we were sat before entering this channel back in August, sitting at just $22 per Luna, right, guys? And a lot of people thought, oh no, the massive move has already happened. I missed it from 5 to 22. That was a 5x. Oh, I'm not going to play with Luna. But again, that's where technicals can lead you blind, right? If you just look at technicals, you're not going to see the bigger picture. But for those of you who looked at the high conviction of Luna, and again, if you've not watched my video, scroll back probably a couple of Luna videos previously where I was just roaming around talking to the camera without no charts. I really do explain my conviction in Luna and why I believe it's such a solid layer one solution and why it carries some of the space in my mind and some of my bandwidth. And at the time, for me, it was very clear that even looking at the technical targets here, I set a golden ratio target here of $76, and we've absolutely smashed through that. In fact, we reached that on the 5th of December before having our retracement, and then we burst through it this time round, as you expect, right? You create a high, you retrace back down slightly. As long as you don't create a lower low, we're good. We come back up, we explode through the all-time high, and we head perfectly high. This is perfect. This is what we've seen on Ethereum. We've seen it on Bitcoin, guys. This is not anyone being smart. As a technical analyst right now, I'm not being smart. I'm just seeing what history tends to rhyme, right? And that's what we're seeing right now on Luna. Fantastic move to the upside on Luna. And you can see if we zoom in here, we're now well out of this upward channel, and it's getting exponential, right? When you're in an upward channel and the upward channel keeps just edging steeper and steeper, then you're getting that real explosive boom. And this is where you need to be careful not to FOMO in, guys. That's what we don't want to do. If you haven't built a position in Luna, you need to start building a strategy. Don't pile in, get a piece of paper and pen out and start creating a strategy of at which price points when it retraces, because guess what? It will retrace, right? Now's not the time to talk about that right now because it's an amazing green day. But at some point, weeks, months in time, it will retrace, and that's when you need to be that sniper to pick up your positions if you've missed it so far and were unable to join us on this journey so far. And there's plenty of time left for Luna. Now, one of the catalysts which has been helping Luna is naturally they got UST, their stablecoin, algorithmically backed on Binance. So you can now buy UST on Binance, which is huge, guys. But don't forget, the Luna token needs to be burnt every time a UST is minted. Absolutely huge for Luna. This is going to create a real supply crunch and naturally going to help the tokenomics and help the price of Luna, this token we're looking at, continue to climb. And that is one of the reasons we're seeing this huge explosive growth to the upside and why we have now broken through this Fibonacci level. So we're going to come on to do a price target on Luna at the very end. I'm going to do that interactively with you guys right now. But first, let's also take a look at Avalanche, because Avalanche has been doing super well as well. Now, you will know that Avalanche, particularly, we hit an all-time high of 146 all the way back on the 21st of November. Feels like a long time ago. And we entered a downward trend. Perfectly normal, nothing particularly to note about here. Obviously, Bitcoin is heading to the downside, and all your altcoins will go down to the downside as well. Even the best layer one solutions, they have not decoupled just yet, okay? So they have to respect the movement of Bitcoin. Very important we respect that right now. Even though we love our individual projects, that's just what it is. We got a break to the upside from this yellow resistance, and we started moving to the upside. Now, it's very important we create higher lows, okay? That's why I've drawn this white trend line here. What I want to see is higher lows. So one low here, higher low. It's good that we've turned around here right now. That's very important, and I want to continue to see that happening, okay? Now, what we can also see is we are now, the first, let's just zoom out a little bit. You'll notice that from swing low to swing high, we were in between our 0.786 and 1.272 mark before Bitcoin decided to head to the downside. We managed to pick up some support. A lot of altcoins retrace more than 50%, right? They retrace more than 50% on their recent swing high, and now we're getting that bounce. So you saw that, particularly for Avalanche, we created a really solid floor at 78. So if you were able to pick up any Avalanche around that 78 level mark, congratulations. These are the moments you want to be buying, right? Not exactly at 78 because you can't catch a full life, but if you started feeling confident buying and nibbling around here and managed to top up your bags a little bit, you're playing this game right. That is how you build long-term wealth in crypto, and then you let this pump. I mean, if we take this pump right here, and if you just measure from this move to roughly where we're at right now, 67% pump in a matter of days, right? These are days movements. That is how you build sustainable wealth in crypto. But what are the long-term targets? Well, if you just look at swing low to swing high, my price target still remains at the 1.618 mark of $206 per Avalanche token. Is perfectly addressable and doable from here. That's less than a double from here, and there's no reason we can't get to that Fibonacci level pretty soon. Now, obviously, we're not going to just go, oh, look, well, let's go straight to this price target. If only things work like that. We need to build up. We need to get above the 0.786 marker, which is where we're getting a bunch of resistance right now, build above it, maybe collect some support, and then head higher to the upside. That's going to be very important. If I bring out the EMA ribbon as well on Avalanche, you've seen a very important catalyst happen here on the 4-hourly chart. So on the 4-hourly chart, even during this small retracement down to that downside, once we flipped, we have managed to hold support. Particularly here, it was very nervy, but we managed to hold support on the 4-hourly chart. So we've been bullish on the 4-hourly chart for quite a while. Again, if I zoom in, another bounce here. We've had 5 or 6 bad candles, bounce right at the top of the EMA. 2 red candles here on the 4-hourlies, bounce again. This is really good, and now we want to see a higher high above this Fibonacci level, sitting at exactly 126 dollars, right? So that's where we want to get above here right now on Avalanche in the short term. Longer term, of course, we want to go and break 146 and head higher. No different to how we saw on Luna. And if we flip back to Luna, because as I promised you guys, I'm going to give you a price target, a new price target for Luna. We've already smashed my previous one, so anybody who are following these videos from a few months ago, following Luna, congratulations. Stay tuned for this one. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. If you want to see more updates, head to the pinned comment below. That's going to be a link to our free public Discord server. Meet like-minded people, get involved with the community, tag me in any questions, and let's build the most pragmatic and sustainable crypto community. This is not about pumping. This is about straight honesty. I get to the point. I show you what I see in the charts, and that is what this channel is about. So if you appreciate that, do join that community. And as you can see on Luna, on the 4-hourly, we continue to be nice and bullish on the 4-hourly chart. You saw a little bit of retracement here and a good, beautiful bounce. Didn't have to penetrate the EMA ribbon whatsoever. Nice move to the upside. But more importantly, if I switch to the daily chart, what you will see is on the daily, we've just been absolutely bullish for a long period of time. So as Bitcoin has had its explosive move a couple of 4-hourly candles ago, you're seeing a lot of our favorite altcoins start to flip their daily chart bullish again, which is fantastic. But Luna remained bullish ever since it tested this period here. Even there, I wouldn't even say it's flipped bearish. So technically, we've been bullish since even November. You had the retracement as Bitcoin started to crash, but it held its EMA beautifully, which shows this is one of the power coins right now. Look at the extension from that EMA ribbon right now. This is heading parabolic. This is the time to be cautious if you haven't got a position, and if you have got a position, you just sit back and let it run. I wouldn't be topping up my Luna right now, even though I think it's got plenty to go in the short term. I'm going to share my price target right now, but you just hold fire and just let it do its thing, right? It's moving parabolic, just let it do its thing. If you not build your position, don't panic, build your conviction, study about Luna, set your price targets, and let's be patient. So let me just delete this Fibonacci level. In fact, I won't delete it, I'll just put a new one on top. And let's create our new price target. So what we want to do is we want to move from, you want to go from our swing low to our swing high. And what we've seen here is, let's take this from here, and if we move all the way to our swing high here, what I want to see is this new price target here for Luna on the Fibonacci level of $140 here, okay? So that's what I'm looking at for Luna. I want us to get to $140 next as our next price target, okay? So from where we're at, no reason we can't get there, but again, don't expect it to go straight there, right? Don't just expect it to carry on parabolic. It can, because this is crypto, but a more healthier way to do it is for it to come collect some support at the 0.786 mark, head higher, create a little bit of support, and continue on its way to the upside. Caveat as always, guys, doesn't mean we're just going to get straight to $140. This will depend what happens in the wider macro economy, right? We're right now in the middle of a festive season. Volume is thin. You can get these nice parabolic moves when volume is thin right now. You've not got institutions on their desk. Even a lot of retail traders and people with higher net worths, not at their desk trading right now. They're taking some time with their family. So what you expect from Monday, Tuesday, people get back on their desk. They start making trades. Don't be surprised to see a bit of calling off in those daily candles, which is why I'm suggesting maybe we could get a little bit of a calling to the downside before heading further to the upside. Okay, so don't be afraid by that. As long as you build your conviction and you know what's going on, calling offs are good. And that is why I love, particularly on Luna right here, the fact that every time it's come to test the CMA rib, and particularly this time here, a beautiful bounce to the upside. Okay, so great move on Luna. Avalanche looking particularly good, and the wider market is looking good as well. Okay, so guys, hope you guys found that useful. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.